So I'll give you a hint. The materials and the tools are already in the garage. You just have to find them. So last October we made this DIY crib mattress porch swing. It's very affordable, very easy to make. I came up with the plans myself. You can find those at the link below. The video that we post on Instagram and TikTok actually went like ultra viral. It's the first video we've had that's gotten over 1 million likes. So if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna go ahead and roll it now. You can get the gist. It's a pretty easy swing to make. I went ahead and made the plans, printed them out, and we tried to see if Emily, who's never used power tools before, could make it herself. Let's see how that went. Full disclosure, I did step in and help every once in a while. You can do it. Look, it's even got the cut list.
Plans were just printed. Here goes nothing.
The garage is sort of clean. Get some light going. So I'll give you a hint. The materials and the tools are already in the garage. You just have to find them.
Okay, but that's really not fair because they should
very
all
fair.
be like in one central location.
They are.
Okay, so a rafter square, I think that's that blue thing you use, right? Just give me a hint.
Because you don't know where.
It's right here.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so rafter square.
Rafter square or
Speed square.
speed square. It's the same sort of thing.
Okay, and then we need.
Now you can also use, if you want to cheat, look, you can also use this.
Oh no, that
So-
looks real bomb.
This is just a miter saw.
So you're saying use this or that?
Yeah.
And you don't think I'm gonna
use,
choose this?
You can use
over that.
Okay, but you have to be able to cut straight lines, and you're 45 with that. This, you can put the 2x4 in and you just press it down, it cuts it.
Okay,
This you have to use
which one should
the
I?
circular saw.
This is not the circular saw.
That is a circular.
This is the circular saw? What is that called?
That's a miter saw.
Okay. Next we have drill.
Could use this.
Oh, impact driver.
There you go.
Boom.
I think the thing I love most about this particular design is that it requires very minimal tools to make. As with most of my builds, I want to keep it simple so that anybody can create this project. Look at you, turned into a pro already. She's doing great so far. She's got one board down.
Lots more to go.
A few more to go, so we're doing good.
That's done. Okay,
All these boards. Why are you asking me?
This was 27.5.
Okay.
Same thing.
Stay there.
I just thought we'd go live while I'm making a porch swing.
This might be a little off.
Not too long. Oh crap.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all good. It's
okay.
just
All
the
right.
back support. So
It's okay. It's gonna be fine.
It's not like we're making fine structure.
Not a big deal. Did I mark it already?
No, we haven't
We
touched
haven't
it.
even marked these. Oh crap. Okay.
To make this project easy, there are only 4 45-degree cuts. All the other cuts in this project are 90 degrees. The 4 45-degree cuts are for the armrests. Now you could use a miter saw like this or a speed square like this. Either way works just fine.
Is this my last cut?
It is your last cut.
This is my last cut? Oh my gosh, I did it!
All right, now that all of our pieces are cut out, I went ahead and laid them out in order of assembly. First, we're going to assemble the base. These are all our 27.5-inch boards, and these two are our 54.5-inch boards that'll be the front and the back of the base. That's what the mattress is going to sit in. We're gonna pre-drill all our holes and then screw them in with 3-inch wood screws for the entire assembly. Once that's done, we're going to attach this sort of sub base, which will basically be a support for these 16-inch rail supports that will go along the outside edges of the back, the left and the right. Once we have that screwed in, then we're gonna attach the top rails. That's our board that's been cut 45 on each side, and these are our 33-inch boards that have been cut at a 45 on the back for the left and the right armrests. Once everything's assembled, then all we've got to do is drill our holes in our armrests and in that base support so that the rope can pass through. We can paint it and hang it. The first part of assembly is to create the box for the base. We're going to use the two 54.5-inch boards and two of the 27.5-inch boards laid on their side and screwed together just like this. On the base here, we're going to be spacing each one of the 2x4s 6 1/4 inches apart. It's good to take a piece of scrap wood so that you can mark out where that stud location is and where you need to drill the holes to go ahead and screw in the wood screws. This way you don't screw in a screw too far to the edge and risk splitting the 2x4. And after Emily finished up that side, we flipped it over and did the other side. Now it's good to do it in a vertical fashion like this instead of sideways because it's much easier to drill and drive the screw in straight. Okay, so now that the base is finished, we flip that upside down. So this is the bottom part of the base. We're going to attach these two 32-inch 2x4s, that 51-inch 2x4, and this 51-inch 2x3, which is going to be at the front of the swing. What we're going to do is we're going to take this 2x3, and we'll pre-drill some holes and screw it in. So what you want to do is you want to center this here and here. Now that should leave you about 1.5 inches of overhang with the 2x4 on this side. When you put the 2x3 on, you want it to be flush right here, all the way down the board. If you drill right there, that should be fine. Perfect. There you go. Okay. So after we have this board screwed down, the next piece is to add the 32-inch board here, and we're going to make sure that it's flush against the front. And you can use a scrap piece of board or one of the 16-inch boards that you cut underneath as a support while you drill these holes. And you're just going to be careful to watch out for the screws. So drill about here.
Right here?
Yep. And then once we have this board sort of screwed down, we're going to move over to that next board, screw that in, and then that way this board will fit in between these two. Okay, now we are finished assembling the base. We have it flipped right side up. All we have left to do is attach these rail supports. Those are going to go around the side. They're all cut 16 inches. So we have the 4 2x4s that'll be the corner supports, and the rest are 2x3s, which will go in the front, the sides, and the back. So as we walk around the base, you can see we have the 1.5 inch overhang from the 2x4s on the left and right sides and at the back. But as you can see with this 2x3, we're flush here in the front because we're going to trim that part out. But on the inside, we've got this overhang that's supporting the 2x4s that the mattress is going to rest on. So that helps this support a lot more weight and evenly distribute it all across the entire swing. we're at the part of the process where we're adding the railing supports. These are your 2x3s. You'll have 2 at the front on each side, 1 at the very front, screwed in with 2 3-inch screws at the bottom, 2 3-inch screws here directly in the middle. And these are the 2x4s that we've screwed together in the back corner. You can see we added 2 screws here at the bottom with this one, 2 screws here at the bottom, and then this board is screwed in here in the middle and at the top with this one. And with these 2 boards, you just don't want to put a screw in too high because we are going to be joining the top railing and that armrest to these boards. Now we're at the back side. If your boards are evenly spaced here, you can just line up these boards with your 2x4s, roughly about 7.5 inches apart. I think we're about 9 inches here and the rest are 7.5 inches, but it just depends on whether or not you've been able to screw these up straight.
I'm getting so good with this.
See?
Wow.
So what Emily's doing is she's pre-drilling the top hole first for these boards and then adding the screw, putting 1 screw in, which makes it a lot easier to drill the second hole and keep them aligned. Dang, see, you got it now. Now that we've added the railing on the back and the right side, we're going to move over and add our last 2 pieces of railing. All that's left after that is to add this back rail here and our left and right handrails. What do you think, babe? Almost done.
Almost done.
And we're almost to the final step. We're going to add our back railing, which has been cut 45 on each side of this board. And then the right arm, it's been cut 45. That'll match up right here. We'll put a couple of screws here and here. And as you can see, they do overlap a little bit. So you want that overhang and you want the 45 to intersect right at the corner of this board. Now the final piece is this 1x4, and it's just going to cover up all those screw marks and holes and just going to trim it out and make it look really nice. All we need to do is line it up with the side, make sure it's flush. Emily's putting in the very last screws. How do you feel, babe? Are you proud? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of her. Look at this. Look at this bad boy. She did it. I mean, I helped her. Now we'll use a 7/8 inch Forstner bit to make the holes for the rope to pass through that's going to hold the swing. At the top, we're going to make holes 6.5 inches from the back and 4 inches from the front. Corresponding holes will go through the base as well in the exact same spots, marked 4 inches from the front and 6.5 inches from the back. And finally, you can fill in all the holes with some exterior wood filler, sand it smooth, and paint it with your choice of exterior paint or stain. And for the final step, hanging the swing. In our case, I used 4 heavy-duty eye screws that support up to 325 pounds per screw when mounted properly. I used a high-quality stud finder that allowed me to find the center of the stud and pre-drill the holes before I mounted the eye screws. We used 3/4 inch manila rope in order to hang the swing, and I cut it into 2 lengths, passing it under the swing to make it easier to level out. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know Emily did, learning how to use tools for the first time. I'm really proud of her, and I hope this encourages you to pick up tools and start building yourself. Remember to follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and send us the pictures of things that you've built. We'd love to share them. Have a good one.